Hello guys, Tops here. Today I want to talk about Colossus. One of the strongest perks in Battle Brothers overall. It increases your hit points by 25%. It does not round. So you get for every 4 hit points that you have, you basically get an additional hit points. So yeah, base 60 hit points with Colossus, you would get plus 15 hit points, so you would immediately go to 75 hit points. Why are hit points so important in Battle Brothers? If your hit points go to 0, you are dead. So having a lot of hit points means you are survivable, right? You are less likely to die. Second thing is, the more hit points you have, the less likely you are to take injuries, because the injury threshold for a light injury is 25. As you can see, 25% chance on a body hit is a light injury. If you take 25% of your hit points in one attack, that's a light injury. If you take 50% of your hit points in one attack, that is a heavy injury. So you don't want to get injured because injuries are really bad. They oftentimes make you significantly reduce your stats and make you more likely to die. And Colossus just increases your hit points, so you are less likely to get injured and you are less likely to die. It's just, in my opinion, you have to have a good reason to not take Colossus. Colossus is just one of the strongest perks in the game because it increases your survivability by such a significant amount. For what kind of hit points I aim usually on a Brothers? I try to get like 85 plus on Battleforge and like around 100 on Nimble Bros. But we will come to that later. I will show you. And here we have, this is Turtle's guide on Battle Bros. Here we have a good discussion about all the perks, especially here we have Colossus. Colossus for Nimble, just more hit points in general. For Forge, really good versus armor ignoring damage. It just increases your survivability significantly. And here we see the injury threshold. So like you are 85% hit points with Forge, you are less likely to get injured significantly, right? There are a lot of tests. Plus 25% hit points is just a very high stats. You just, it's so good. It is so good. You get so many stats. One of the best perks you can take, in my opinion, and let's get right into the game. Let me show you my kind of average hit points. Whoops. Yeah, highly recommended that you take. I think if you take Colossus on every bro, that's not a mistake. As you can see, in my opinion, you need to have a reason to not take it. So this is a Nimble frontliner, has Colossus, 96 hit points, really nice. Battleforge frontliner, 90 hit points with Colossus, we have 86, and you can see, like I aim for like 85 plus hit points, 85 to 90 hit points on my Battleforge frontliners. And then we have a specific case, if I expect my brother to not get hit at all, or not be in combat. IG, my ranged backliners. I do not take Colossus on them, so I can take an additional damage or utility perk, right? My survivability comes from Nimble. And Nimble gives you up to 60% hit point reduction. So damage reduction to your hit point damage, that's what I mean. So it effectively doubles your hit points. So a 75 hit point guy would have like effectively 150 hit points versus damage, right? Because he gets so much reduction. And for somebody who is not in the front line and is not constantly engaged in fighting and constantly tanking hit, like 75 hit points, that's totally fine for a backliner with Nimble. Here we have 93, this guy is 84. But it's not bad to increase your hit points further. This guy's also 75 with Nimble. This guy's 83. And these guys are backliners. This guy has 82. He's, yeah, kind of a backliner. This is kind of like a frontline, backline, kind of like in between 82 with nimble. Yeah, generally, just having a lot of hit points is the easiest way to avoid dying and the best way to tanking. So like 96 hit points with nimble, that's like almost 200 hit points, right, effectively. So this guy does not die fast. Yeah, again, taking Colossus level 1, probably one of the best things. Another thing is like 9 lives will also be, I would say, similar survivability. Problem is 9 lives does not help you versus injuries. And just having, I think, the biggest benefit is the injury resistance, because as soon as you get injured, your chance of dying is significantly increased. And a lot of attacks in the game have like high armor ignore and like are really likely to injure you if you have like below 80 hit points, right? Taking 20 hit point damage, that's not too hard for like, because there's so many things in the game that hit so fucking hard. So having Colossus, always good on Battleforge and on Nimble. And I think the soft cap for hit points is around 100. I have made a video on that. So leveling, of course you can level hit points as long as you want. There's no real soft cap. But like, I think the returning value is not that great. So if you go to like 100 hit points and getting another 20 hit points would increase your hit points by 20%. But if you instead have like 40 resolve and you get additional 20 resolve, that's like a 50% increase in resolve. So if you go up to 100 hit points, at that point, I would rather invest the additional stats into resolve or fatigue to either become more damaging or more survivable, right? Because fatigue means you can attack more. Having more resolve protects you from negative roll checks. IG makes you more survivable in that regard. But yeah, there is no real substitution for hit points in this game. Having a lot of hit points is just mandatory, I would say. I always aim, again, for 85 to 90 for like Battleforge frontliners. For Nimble frontliners, I would go up to like 100. And for backliners, I can get away with like 70 something. That's fine. But here, this is a Nimble tank, 111 hit points. Yeah, I think I leveled him up to 101. And then he became fat. So he has a little bit more hit points. Yeah, that's kind of it. I think outside of like backliners, I would take Colossus in every brother, just as a default, to increase my survivability in basically every run and every situation. And leveling past 100 hit points is something I would probably not do. I would rather at this point invest in resolve or fatigue. Yeah, there's not much to say. I just want to emphasize how important hit points are. And yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, guys. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.